So just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Sainz, Gasly and Latifi. And behind us are Ocon, Giovinazzi and Russell. Currently the fastest lap is a 1 minute 24.3. Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today. The rookie, Bottas, and Alexander Albon. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Great qualifying session. Are you feeling safer ahead of the pack? Did you feel that things went well for you today?
Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone and it's time for the British Grand Prix. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The rookie lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Gasly, Charles Leclerc, and Sainz. Verstappen, Ocon, Stroll, and Lando Norris. Albon, they've taken a grid penalty. Aitken, Daniel Kvyat, and Giovinazzi. De Vries, Matsushita, Kevin Magnussen, and Nicholas Latifi. Joe and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Here we are then, a fantastic British Grand Prix, and what a performance it was from our race winners today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Let's see what effect this result has had on the driver's standings. The rookie increases their championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Nicholas Latifi gets my vote today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
The contract renewal window has opened. We can try and renegotiate for a better deal with our current team, or approach someone else. Great. They're happy to enter into negotiations with us.
Our new parts have been completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
bad luck today. That must be incredibly disappointing.
Do you feel comfortable in the wet, or are you hoping the sun shines tomorrow? Was today a good day for you?
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's talk about the rookie. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Stroll, Norris, Max Verstappen and Albon, Gasly, Aitken, Vettel and Esteban Ocon, Sainz, Kvyat and Guan Yu Zhou, and Latifi, Giovinazzi, De Vries, Nobuharu Matsushita and Kevin Magnussen, the rookie, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down. Fuel. Tried to shift up through the gears earlier. It may help save more fuel. wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more. Yellow flag. Okay, clear. DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix. The team want you to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Valtteri is in the pits. Exit now. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track. Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel. Nice work, that brings you up a place. You have P15, P15, Zhao just ahead. Push for the position. Our gap to the car in front is 3.5 seconds. They're on fresh hards. De Vries is behind you. They're on fresh mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go. Drop the fuel mix to lean. We need to start saving fuel. Just a reminder, we are critical on fuel, probably a lap or so short. We don't need to risk a DNF chasing records, so think about going down to mix 1 and lifting early into the corners. We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button. Managing your tyres. Manage your tyres. So we've been looking at the damage, and we think you should be okay to continue. It'll cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race. The gap to the car ahead is 5.7 seconds. There's only one lap of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. Our gap to the car in front is 7.4 seconds. Yes, that's a podium. Excellent drive. The team have worked especially hard this weekend, and this is a fantastic reward.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here at Spa-Francorchamps, but they've done so in spectacular style. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Let's have a look then at the driver's standings. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the rookie. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull pulled further ahead in the standings. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
Appreciate your time.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through from the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.